they expect a pin block and it's a sweep or a jet sweeper or something like that. So they were expecting that, and I kind of sold like I was trying to pin them, and I held it for a little bit and threw them off and caught a touchdown. It was a great play call versus the perfect defense for it.
And,
So
and I guess you're getting to that time of year where teams are trying to kind of get hot. I mean, you're late in the season. What can a win like you got yesterday kind of mean for the rest of the way?
it's huge. It's one of those things where it's a it's one of those games where you kind of could size yourself up and see where you guys are at and how we could finish the season. That team was 7-3 at the time. One of the hottest teams in the NFL that people think that is a really good team, and we went out there and showed them that we have that caliber. Uh, sorry, long night, but we showed that we're a good team, and when we put it all together, that we could go out there and beat anybody.
Appreciate you, Tim.
Of course.
Justin, followed by D-Rock.
Hey, Tom, appreciate you doing this. It looked like Liam is opening up the playbook a little bit more. I know you played for Ben Johnson in Detroit. Just kind of having a coach that isn't afraid to dial up something that's a misdirection or it'll get the defense going one way and then able to throw it back on the other side of the field. Just what is that like?
It's fun. Being a part of offense similar last year. It really opened my eyes of like how smart these play callers are nowadays. And Liam is up there, right there with him, and he does so many things to put the defense in on their heels to second guess themselves, and he puts us in the right place most of the time. And all we have to do is go out there and make the play. He makes it easy for us.
And then just as an offense, being able to kind of carry the load while Brian is out, while a lot of guys are banged up, Travis is out. Just how has that been being able to just continue to produce on offense?
It's been fun. It's allowing other guys to thrive, but also when those guys do come back, the coaching staff will have trust in everybody. Like anybody could go out there and make plays, but at the end of the day, Brian Thomas is one hell of a talent, one hell of a player, and there's some things some of us can't do that he can do. So getting him back is going to be huge for our offense.
Thank you, man.
Yep.
D-Rock, followed by Shipley.
Hey, Tim. Good morning. Hate to ask it this way, but you've been around the league for a little bit.
Hmm.
We probably faced situations where you've been in, like last week, where you're coming off a huge disappointing loss the way it happened. Was
Hmm.
there a part of you that was interested to see how Liam was going to handle that and how he would handle you guys and handle the locker room? And what's your impression now after kind of going through that week with him?
I was more interested to see how we will bounce back as a team. Like you go through a week, obviously you don't talk to everybody on the team every day or every week, and it was just one of those things where I just want to see if we will come out with the same fight as we did in Houston, and we did exactly that. But this time it was just a different type of energy where we knew the lead wasn't safe after what happened last week, and we made sure we kept our foot on the throttle the whole time.
How would you describe the way Liam is in terms of relating to the players?
He's probably the most relatable head coach I've ever had, so I will put him up there.
Why? Why is he the most relatable head coach you ever had?
Why?
Yeah.
I had Dan Campbell. It's hard not to be intimidated by him. I had Vic Fangio. I'm pretty sure he's in his 70s. Um, who else have I had? I had Vance Joseph. I've had I had Nathaniel Hackett. I had Sean Payton, and out of all those guys, Liam was the most relatable. I don't know. I feel like just probably because we're not too far off age-wise, but he's a he's he's a player's coach, but he knows when to be tough at the same time.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yep.
Last one, John Shipley.
Hey Tim, thanks for doing this. When Jacobe got here, he said that he was excited to kind of be on your team because he's always kind of watched your game from afar. You guys have had similar journeys. What's it been like kind of getting to know him and being teammates with him?
It's been super fun. Super fun. It's crazy because when I first signed my deal, my big deal, He was one of the first people to reach out to me, and ever since then, I've been watching his game and just to see we have similar traits, similar mentality when it comes to football. And to meet a guy and have an expectation about him and him to live up to that expectation has been amazing. The energy is crazy. And at the end of the day, we want to make the defense or the DBs give up. That's kind of our game, make them give up. In the pass game, in the run game, in every aspect of football, we want them to give up by the end of the game. And it's been a pleasure playing with him these past 2 games.
And then when you guys run the ball almost 50 times against a team, just as a receiver, somebody who kind of embraces the dirty work of blocking, I mean, just how much you guys enjoyed that aspect of it? Obviously, you want the ball, but seeing you
Yeah.
guys kind of impose your will.
It's fun. People don't realize it. The run game helps you get open in the pass game. If you make it all look the same, the defender never knows what you're going to do. Is he going in to block or is he going in to run a route? And it's one of those things I embrace it because the one year I did embrace it, I had one of my best years because it kept the DBs on his toes all game. He couldn't. If I just jog off the ball to block somebody, they know it's a run. And then when I sprint, they know it's a pass. If I do the same thing every play, they never know. Um, in this league, you always got to find the edge, and that's one of my edges.
Was your touchdown kind of an example of that? Because I know you guys did the toss earlier in the game.
Yeah, it was exactly an example, and you see how easy that was.
Thanks, Tim. Appreciate it, man.
Appreciate you.
That's everyone. Thanks, Tim.
Appreciate you guys.
Hey, Danny, thank you for doing this. I know I talked to you about it a few weeks ago, but seeing Josh yesterday break that record at this point in your career, kind of just what was that moment like for you?
Yeah, it's cool to be a part of such a big moment for him. I mean, I get to see all the behind the scenes stuff of how he works and what he puts in, not just on Sundays, but every day throughout the week, on and off the field. It's cool to kind of see him have that moment and get to be a part of that with the rest of the guys in the room because we all know that he deserves it. He's a guy that's very deserving of holding that honor, and he's going to continue to build upon it.
And this might be a little weird, so sorry if it is, but I'm assuming you're one of the guys that go up against the first team offense at practice. When you see them install kind of like a new play or a trick play or misdirection play, have you ever kind of just sat and thought about just how creative Liam is and how that side of the ball gets that done?
Yeah, definitely. There's some plays that we see and we're like, I haven't seen that one before. And, it's cool to see it in practice. And then you go watch the offense during the game and they run the same play and it works really well. And you're like, oh, okay. So I see what's unfolding now. But yeah, it's awesome to be able to, go up against those guys in practice every day. Obviously it makes, us better on the show team, but, also it's cool just to see, them practicing that stuff. They're tuned into the details and everything. And then you go see them executed on Sundays. It really shows, how locked in those guys are, the coaching staff, the players, everybody that's part of the execution of that. It's cool to see those things unfold on Sundays.
Thank you, man.
John Shipley.
Hey, Danny, thanks for doing this. Just how big has the rest of that defensive line room been for you, just knowing that there are veterans like Josh and Trayvon and Eric?
Yeah, I mean, I've talked. I probably sound like a broken record at this point, but having such a heavy veteran presence in that room has been huge for us young guys, and just being able to absorb the knowledge that's in that room. I mean, these guys have seen so much football, and I've joked around with some of them about when they played where I was when they played their first NFL snap, and some of them it was like you were in the NFL before I played my first varsity snap in high school. So I like to joke around with them about that. But on a serious note, it's there's so much information in there, and they've forgotten more about the game than I've seen. And so it's awesome to be able to just hear the way they think, hear how they see the game, and then have them pass down some information that can be super helpful for me early on in my NFL career.
And then Liam said yesterday he felt like the trenches were kind of the deciding factor in the game. When there's a game like that, can you kind of tell early on when like the defensive line is just going to have one of those days?
I think you don't really realize it in the game. It's more so when you go back and look at it on film, like the D line was clicking really well yesterday. They were rushing together. In the run game, we were working really well together. You don't really, obviously you feel it. You feel the success out there. but you're still thinking, that next play mentality, good play, bad play, next play. It's really when you go watch the film, it's like, okay, how did this set up this and how did this set up this? You kind of see, how well the group was clicking, how well the defense and the team was clicking all day when you go back and watch the tape. But when you're out there, you're really just trying to stay keyed in to the next play because, if you ride those highs and lows, that's when you start to make mistakes and you start to not play as fast. So you just try to stay locked in to that next play mentality.
Thanks, Danny. Appreciate it.
Yep. Thank you.